mask on. Hi guys, welcome to another lovely Wednesday here on Get It Got It Good. You see, I am flanked today by two lovely gentlemen with this series that I am addicted to. By the way, I'm mad. But we'll get into that in a little bit. The series is called Out of Bounds, and it is a Baltimore created, about Baltimore, in Baltimore. I love it because I gotta represent my Baltimore, also my DMV. Love you guys. But once again, I am your host, Naja Wilhite. If I cough a little bit today, you guys, I apologize. I would say a little bit better, but yet I'm still sick. So to my left is Dwayne Miles, aka B. James.
Salute to the people.
And to my right is Kenny Brown. So I'm going to let these two introduce themselves because they have massive titles. And I'm going to just screw it up, so I'll let them do it. So you are the...
I'm the executive producer and the director.
Okay, of Out of Bounds. And you?
I am the cinematographer of Out of Bounds.
Of Out of Bounds.
AKA co-director.
That too.
So, you know, these are two of the best people to get all of my questions answered and what's next and why do blood relatives got to be so shisty and how they actually came up with the concepts and the storyline and everything else. And not only how they did it and came up with the creative part of the process, but then how did they take their creativity and make their idea a reality? Because that's what we're all about here, showing you guys how it's possible to take your creativity and go from point A to point B, and anybody can do it. So without further ado, you guys, I want you to take a look at the promo for Out of Bounds. So we'll be right back with you after this video.
Shit is crazy in the jungle, niggas playing fodder. Same ones you looking out for, all the ones that's out of bounds. I ain't tripping, I'm just doing me. I'ma stand my ground, and if it's about my respect, believe that I'm gonna lay it down. I'm saucy with it, I'm really a boss with this, but niggas be saucy and they feelings, dog. I'm ready to flip it, all the block is hot. I'm just trying to live and get my shit straight and dip. But niggas on my coattail trying to flip the script, dog.
So, welcome back. I hope now you understand some of the excitement that I have when it comes to this series. This series is what, an 8-week series?
Yes, ma'am.
8-week series. Hold up one second, you guys. You call me ma'am.
Oh, it's etiquette. It's etiquette.
It is. I ain't that I'm going, okay? It's like, I'm just playing.
Kenny younger than me, and I say yes, sir, to Kenny, so it's just...
Seriously?
Yes, sir, yes, ma'am. It's just, that's how we,
Yeah.
I'm hating on you right
Especially
now.
when we on set. If you want to get the shot, yes, sir, let's get that shot.
I gotta rep my team.
I understand, but you didn't bring me one.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you know what? And I apologize because we're gonna get you elevated next time I come here. I'm gonna get a nice little care package for you. Trust me, we're gonna take care of you with some elevated Minds of Pearl.
I like
so we got you taken care of. I promise you, for sure.
Send me gifts. It's like, and elevated is what?
Elevated Minds of Pearl is my clothing apparel.
Okay.
That I have, and basically we have like our signature hoodie, which is the entrepreneur hoodie, which I probably wear every day of my life, and I'm surprised that I didn't have it on the day. But we dropped a piece. And with Elevated Minds of Pearl, we just want to bring out clothing that have messages that resonate to the people. Like right now we have on our hoodie it says manager, supervisor, worker. And that all those are crossed out, and at the bottom it says entrepreneur. So what we're doing is we're not telling you not to work, people. That's not what we're saying. You got to crawl before you walk. We're just trying to provoke the thought of entrepreneurship. You can be Calvin at McDonald's working on the fries, but you can come to work every day with aspirations to open up your own burger
Exactly. So don't work harder on somebody else's dream than you work on your own.
Bingo.
Point blank, period.
Yep.
So from the clothing line, how did you then go and venture into... what is this called? production or?
Oh well, that's my first love. Like the honestly, the clothing line. I'm gonna truly be honest, because Elevated Minds Apparel, January 8th, we celebrated our first year as a legitimate business. That was really just an idea that I had. I had an idea to bring out. I'm just hustling too, like okay, how to generate streams of income, and I just came up with an idea. We was playing around with some ideas, but it like resonated with the people. I started with 12 hoodies. We over 300 sold now.
Okay.
So once I saw how people were sorting after me, like, yo, I need the hoodie. So I took like a week off, went down to the state office building, started filing my papers, and started like really putting it forward. Like, okay, now it's like I like fashion. I think I'm a fashionable guy, but I never had a desire to have an apparel company. I'm truly being honest with you. But film, theater, acting, oh my God, since I'm 38. I mean, I think I did my first play. I was Paul Laurence Dunbar at probably like 4. So I love the theater. Like,
so wait, freeze frame. I always like to back up and make sure you guys hear the key points. He's seen that there was a need, a demand. You got to make sure that there's a niche and a want for your product, service, or whatever it is. And then you have to go and do the correct steps to protect yourself. He went down to, what do they call it?
State office building.
State office building, and he filed the paperwork. So what that paperwork is depends on how you want to open up your business, whether it's a proprietorship, LLC, or if it's a partnership, Corp, S Corp. You got to look into that. Yeah. Exactly. Now let me tell you something about them nonprofits. That paperwork is trust and believe. It's like writing a book. I've done it. Go figure. You got the money, hire somebody. But if you like most entrepreneurs, then you're on a shoestring budget, and then you have to go and figure it out yourself. Go to the library, look it up. You're capable, right? So then, how long did it take to go and take this concept of Out of Bounds, right? And then go from concept to screenplay to casting to shooting to now it's out for you guys to watch?
Well, that's the $1 million question. That's a great question. And Kenny will tell you, this Out of Bounds was actually a long time coming, because we initially tried to get this off the ground in 2015.
Wow.
We actually got one episode of that the world will never see shot of the one 3 years ago. Yeah, the original. But it was one of them things, I think, and in life they say it's just about timing. So at that particular time, I'm actually glad it didn't come out, because the resources that we got now, if you look at the production far as the places that we're filming, the access that we got to a lot of these black-owned businesses, shout out to every black-owned business that gave us the thumbs up and let us like H&H Motors. Shout out to H&H Motors for letting us film in there.
Taste This on 25th Street in Baltimore, Maryland.
Taste This restaurant, like he said, the Red Door Bar and Lounge right there on Payson and Moses Street.
Mirror on Urban Avenue.
Mirror on Urban Avenue. The hair salon, Mirror on Urban Avenue. What's the spot next to City of Gods? Highlands Place.
Highlands Place,
Shout out to Highlands Place. James McHenry Rec. They let us shoot in there. Shout out to all my friends, Dana Robinson, for instance, who let us film in their homes. Because it's right now off the spot, so forgive me if I missed anybody, but
I was
anybody.
wondering about that.
Yeah. Like listen. We just listen. Like, and that's another thing. Back to what I was saying, because we kind of been in the mix for a little while, and it's one of those things. Like, people know us. Like, I'm actually a playwright as well. Like, I've written plays. We had our first play at Goucher College. Then I came back, we did the sequel at Loyola. So we've been kind of putting the footwork in for a little while. And then we doing positive stuff. People just genuinely want to see us win. So closed mouths don't get fed. And this is, I'm coining this phrase too. This ain't low budget, this no budget. So when you look at Out of Bounds, if you like what you see, just remember it wasn't no budget. It wasn't low budget. It was no budget. But
that means anything is possible. So don't use money as an excuse, because if you want something bad enough, you'll find a way. You'll find people who you can figure out creative funding. So it may not always be cash that you can give somebody. It could be, hey, the shout outs on the show, so that way people know about their businesses. So you gotta understand there are no excuses in the world if you want something bad enough.
And you'd be surprised what you could get done with no capital. And honestly, just like how you said, that was kind of like my leverage. What we were saying, like, bro, when we would go ask these businesses, like, we couldn't offer I didn't have the budget. We didn't have the budget to be like, yo, we got $100. Can we film here? So it was like, listen, like in return, you'll get full credit for allowing us to use the spot. I mean, now these businesses that let us use our first video was almost peaking at 12,000 views. So each person that's seen that know we got the address to the spot that's in there, the name of the spot, every spot that we use. So that's still publicity for them too as well. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know.
And marketing and promoting yourself and getting your name out there is one of the biggest and toughest challenges for businesses. So that was free for them, you know, for all that extra advertisement. Now, if anybody who follows me know, the other day I'm sitting in my bed and I'm watching Out of Bounds, and I actually recorded my TV playing the show because I was like, look at the beautiful scenes from Baltimore. I don't know if you've seen that, but the person responsible for the scenes is Kenny right here, right?
Yes.
So tell us about what made you choose some of these scenes. Some of these scenes, people, you know, they're iconic. You know, the scene where you're running past on Harbor East, right?
That was some of our favorite shots.
Yeah.
It was.
You know, that's Baltimore. A lot of times Baltimore gets this rep of, you know, Baltimore Merlin, you know, and then we got some tough areas, but so does everywhere else.
Spots in Baltimore as well. So the shots were mainly Booby's idea. I just piggybacked off some of his ideas. We really wanted to touch on the beautiful side of Baltimore. Like you said, a lot of people look at Baltimore, Murderland, which is true. You got
Bloody Moor.
Yes, but it's a lot of beautiful spots in Baltimore that you can go see. A lot of people haven't even seen Baltimore before. They just know your Monument Streets or your Greenmounts or your North Avenues, which is a lot of good on there.
Corner news broadcast.
But there's a lot of bad over there too. But we try to just show all of we try to give you Baltimore. So that's what we do.
And so and like how you said, I remember I got this thing. I'm always sending out the video. Just once we drop, like tonight when we drop, got my regiment where I just send it to everybody and stuff like this. And this one person had hit me back like, said something about the story and was like, the negative of the black males, this and that, whatever the case. So my rebuttal was, I get it. So I know, but here's the thing: I'm a storyteller, I'm a playwright, I'm a storyteller, a producer. Unfortunately, this particular story. This is the story that we're telling. This is the harsh reality. However, when you said about Baltimore, that was something that we was conscious of. And I'm always saying that, like, okay, yes, even with some of the harsh stuff going on there, we still able to show beautiful sides of the city and another side of it. At least that's what we're trying to get across. You know what I mean? When you say the shots when we was downtown and the Harbor East shots and that ambiance of the whole harbor. I loved all those shots down there. So it's like, in this particular story, I mean, but you still got positive stuff going on there, like the Q character, for instance. This guy, he running around, he trying to save kids' lives, get them off the street, and mentoring children. But we're not going to shy away from the realities of, what's real. And,
what's the game?
And that's what this story entails. Like I said, I was a playwright. I wrote a play for real where the brother was an author and the sister was a pilot. Like, that's not even normal occupations for black folks. So this story is the story that we tell. So, and we just appreciate everybody who tune in and, people who like it. We love it. As a filmmaker, and I'm telling Kenny all the time, as a filmmaker, we got a long way to go. A lot of people, we get, and I tell this to my team, just to keep a level head, whereas though, we got a hot web series, this and another, but it's not like I'm too far out of touch, whereas though now I'm all up in this cloud. Like, it's so much room for improvement. Even I was just telling Kenny on the way here, if you look at, this was a 4-month process. We cut the cameras on in August the 11th. We started filming August the 11th, and we film because one thing I was adamant about, I wanted to have everything shot in its entirety, and then release. I wanted to follow the formula instead of, we already a low budget, but I still wanted to show a level of professionalism, like how we rolling out our projects, how we, they wanted to pull a trigger in December. I mean, in 2018, I was like, bro, this is a fresh project. Why drop it at the end of the year when we can introduce it in 2019. So what I did for the team was we cooked up something, and on Christmas we dropped the trailer.
Which is what you guys just saw.
Yes, we dropped the trailer on Christmas, started up, this, that, and other. And again, I gotta say thank you to everybody that tuned in, every outlet that reached out to us that allowed us to, because we had zero fan base. No fan base. We just built it up organically, like throughout social medias. People saying this work. So it was like a little intrigue. Like, what the hell are they doing? Like, goddamn, this shit. You've been filming for 4 months. Man, I gotta see this just to see what it is. You know what I mean? Right. So it was like one of those things. And then, I mean, I was nervous. The first episode, 33 minutes, I was nervous. One thing I took into account because we're living in the era of the short attention span. That's the first thing. We are. So and then you got to understand. Even though I've been active, I was a little inactive up until this point. I really wasn't consistent with putting work and stuff out. So it was just a paranoia there. Like, but it hit, the first episode hit, and then the feedback, and it's just like, I mean, sometimes the numbers speak for itself. Like, we almost had 12,000 views. I think it's close to 400 likes, 0
You're
dislikes.
Over 12,000.
Yeah, 0 dislikes though. Yeah. Like 0 dislikes.
So then, where do you want to see this thing go? So, for example, this is eight episodes.
Yes, ma'am.
For season 1, and then what?
So I was just telling him, but then I probably go to California and visit my daughter for like a week or two. I need to just detach. However, but we're not getting lazy. We're not laxy daisy. So what we're doing is we're already kind of like talking about development for season 2. We're already talking about that. So what we're probably going to do, the first 2 months of the year, January, February, the first 8 weeks is out of bounds. Once it's out, obviously we're going to promote. But then March, we're going right into production, far as post-production, far as tightening up the script, getting everything together to locking down locations. We obviously got a solid cast, bringing in new members, because if you watching, we setting a lot of stuff up for season 2 now in here, and then maybe because my son, inshallah, be born in April. So that's some time. Thank you. So that's some time. I'm looking forward to that. So maybe, so we run 2 months, and the next 2 months get the March, April, focus on production, post-production, and I think we'll start filming around late April, early May. We'll be right back to it again.
So then, what is the day like? On set, shooting, and because you do all the videos, capture the images and everything else, how do you know what angle to capture it at? And I don't know anything about shooting. Another question.
Man. We try to play with the best shot to get your best angle. Lighting is definitely a must. So you got your prime example. If I'm shooting from right here, I want to make sure I got your best shot, your rule of thirds. So I want to make sure I got like a little shadow right here.
What?
Rule of thirds.
Wait, say that again.
Rule of thirds.
What is that?
I wish we had the camera so we could show it to
it. Right. Man.
I've never heard that.
It's kind of like a Frank. Tell it, Kenny.
I'm trying to break it down like layman's terms.
Yeah, I get to learn something new all the time too.
You want to get the best shot, so you want to make the shot on your face or with the lighting even. So how I'm looking at you right now,
so
got
no
a little
shadows.
bit of shadow on your right, on your right side, a little bit of light on the left, and it's like it would be just perfect right here. Hard to really explain, to really give you
I'll tell you another one of my favorite shots, because Kenny know how I like. It'd be like I'm big on the shots and the angles. He know how I like right. He did this one in 5, right at the end, right near the end when the meat of the show about to start, when Dirty and them about to go meet up with Paulie. It was called what is it?
Depth of field.
Depth of field shot, when the car is pulling up, right? Like the truck is pulling up right before they cut into the truck, and they say, he like, man, y'all boys ready? Dirty talking to the crew. Is a shot of like, I think it's like a light pole he beside. But the point of field, the definition of that shot, it just looked cinematic to me when he's pulling in on it. Kenny, he do little stuff like that tickle my fancy. Like, look, I got this shot right here.
So then, how did that happen though? Like, did you go to school for it? How did you learn these tricks?
I'm self-taught. We go to YouTube University.
I picked the camera was first introduced to me by my mother, and that was for photography, and I was about 6, 7. Then I went to high school, and I had it was like a trade class. I had media. So they put the cameras in our hand. We was practicing on different shots. So I graduated in 2009. So from that point on, I went to about 2015. I was on and off on the camera. So as I'm learning, I done been a mentoree with different folks that are all types of projects. So I learned from those guys. I watch different videos, shows, movies, and then just take all their shots and just put into what I have, incorporate into what I have. So when I have different shots, like what Booby was talking about in episode 5, with the different lighting or particularly the lens that we're using, I like to just play around with it. So I told him I had the depth of field shot I wanted to work with. So I'll start with the truck pulling in. I'll start with I'll start with the fence. So I might have the fence clear, and then as the truck get much closer, then I'll focus into the truck. So I don't want to just have it, you just looking at the truck the whole time. I want to have you still intrigued. I don't want you just I don't want you to be bored, or I don't want you just to lose interest in that particular shot. So I try to just spice it up a little bit.
Kind of make a climax on what's coming. So let me ask you guys, because this is a no budget series. However, when you first start in this field, coming from normal jobs, I'm taking it, because you got to have some money coming in from somewhere. How does somebody go from just this high school kid or whatever, young adult, and decide, okay, I want to do this? How do you get the cameras? How do you get the lightings? Like, how did you start to build your inventory of equipment?
Go ahead.
With me, like when I graduated high school, I didn't know if I wanted to do it or not. It's a brother in Baltimore. His name is Munir Bahar, and he started the Raise It Up movement. That's with the dirt bikes. He had a dirt bike documentary, and I interned with him. Got a couple shots. So I used his camera, and as the years progressed, I just ended up getting my own camera. So I didn't really know much about it. So, like I said, different guys I mentored with, I just pick up little tricks that they showed me and told me. I went on YouTube, found some things. Like I said, watched different movies. I just went from there, just pick up little pieces to add to what I have now. Buy new stuff, buy used stuff, get stuff from different people. That's how I went.
Kind of like the same. So, my camera, I think I had my camera for quite some time to upgrade. We talk about that all the time. Discuss equipment that we need, because like one thing that we adamant about is audio. We stepping our audio up on the next one, stepping our lighting up on the next one. These are things that we conscious of. And now it's like when you surround, it's hunger. And when you surround, like if in passion, like if you passionate about something, you like, if you catch the bus every day to work, you're like, I'm gonna get me a fucking car. You're going to save your checks up to get you a car, flat out. And same thing with anything that your heart desires. If you want it bad enough, you're going to work.
You're going to find a way.
To get it, like how you told him before. So that was the thing. I knew I needed a camera. We was doing little skits. I'm like, dang, I got to get my own camera. This and that. But however, though, it's still other resources. We even used, made suggestions on even renting some stuff that we may have needed at the time. And that's another thing. It's about having your team believe in the vision too, because sometimes when you do stuff collectively, it takes weight off of everybody's shoulders. Like you just asked him, about the drone, right? Before we came in here. We actually got a drone on the table, a deal. We looking at one now that a brother trying to sell us. Now here's the thing. I think it's about $400 or whatever thing. Yeah. Now I'm just telling you what we do as a collective unit, because we're both in production, right? Now we work together, this, that, and other, but it might be a project that Kenny work on. Kenny do outside. I don't really do a lot of the music videos. Kenny will do that, or he might shoot a wet and stuff like that. He might say, bro, I'm coming to get the camera today. I need the camera. Cool, come go to my house, go get it, or whatever the case. So if we need the drone, we're both in production. We know that. So even if he don't got the whole 400, I don't got the whole 400. I got 200 to it. I got 200 to it. This and another. We have a drone. So chances are, I mean, even if he is shooting something today, or I got to shoot something tomorrow, chances are we can work around scheduling for using it. But we just got it in our possession now, and that's just adding on to production for the future or anything that we got going on. So. That's how you build up that's how you build it up.
I told you guys I was sick today, right? It is what it is. That's another thing. When you are sick as an entrepreneur, what do?
You gotta push through it, man.
You do it anyway, right? So if somebody was interested in finding out more about you guys, finding out some of the projects you work on, and want to learn, what is your social medias?
I am Booby_James. That's BOOBEE_James. And that's on Twitter as well, the same thing. And Dwayne Miles on Facebook.
I am Triple Double Films on on IG. That's just one of them. I'm not going to give that one out.
I'm about to give it out to you. Wow, that's
I don't really have much.
Man, the man
Lucky is the second one. I'm sorry. It's Lucky Lefty with 4 underscores.
Right.
Lucky
I don't know
Lefty
why so
with
many
4
underscores, but it is.
I couldn't use just one underscore. I think somebody else had the title, so I had to add to the title
And make it work.
and make it work. Yeah.
So whatever the case may be. Really quick, I'm going to interrupt here for a second to shout out my sponsors, as always, to give thanks, because we always got to thank the people who help us get to where we are.
Yep.
So we have Dance Solutions Youth Outreach, McKeek Senior Home, One Man Sharpens Another, and ESTA, which is coming soon, and they're about to start to do a lot of promotional things, starting this summer with the Leadership Through Dance Camp, and that's in Howard County. So look for more information on that, because it definitely will be coming out with the registrations and everything for that soon. So I'll give you more information as it comes available. So,
Oh, can I
go
say
ahead.
something? I want to shout my sponsors out as well, while it's on my mind, since she just said that. We want to shout out ElevatedMindsApparel.com and Cloud18Boutique.com. Go check out both those sites right now.
Cool beans. So, now that this is in a wrap, you're working on season 2. Where do you see it going? Because, as artists, a lot of times we do a lot of stuff. We put out a lot of great material. And yet we all usually have side hustles to feed ourselves. So do you eventually want to get this series picked up by like a major network, a cable channel, like what?
That's obviously always the goal, right? That's obviously always the goal. But like I was telling Kenny too, right now, sometimes you got to put the work out for people to really take you serious. I can walk and tell you all day, oh, I'm a director, or I'm a playwright, I'm a cinematographer. I can say that, or I got the cameras, but what the work look like? Where the resume at? So right now, we just want people to see the work and respect the work. And then obviously we hope that it will open up bigger platforms. And I mean, who wouldn't want to get picked up for Netflix or Tidal? I mean, right. And I'm inspired by like the Issa Raes and the brothers up in New York, Money and Violence, when they did the joint and caught the deal with Jay and them with Tidal. With Tidal. So the possibilities is endless. But right now we just want to perfect our craft, continue to work on our craft. We got a long way to go. I mean, if you watch from 1 to 5 already, you can see the progression in our work. We've been saying it. We said that tonight. You can probably see the progression in better angles, better shots. As a filmmaker and director, like, I got so much to learn, just a lot to learn, and just keeping people grounded with me. Somebody just got the desire. This brother, hold on. And let me give a big shout out to Kenny too, because Kenny a modest, low-key cat, man. For real. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. We've been filming since August the 11th. I've every time I've called this man to film, I mean, if we filmed 100 times, if we shot 100 shots, he shot 98 of them, like flat out. Like and the only time he wasn't there, I think it was like on the whim shots. Yeah. Like if anything that was scheduled, all that was scheduled to set another, the man showed up. He a little tardy sometimes. I might have to give him if I called to shoot to everybody else at 3 o'clock, I'm definitely telling him 2:30. You get what I'm saying? But other than that, the man been in the trenches with me from day one. I couldn't bring the vision to life without him. I mean, he's just as responsible for everything that you see on the screen as me. And then, another shout out to this guy. The other night, we had the Trespass for episode 5. If y'all liked episode 5, and it was worth it. Listen, if you watch episode 5, the ending of that same party scene, I called my team now. Usually, I book my shots. I might book the shots and let everybody know. I told the whole team this night. I say, listen, tonight we're trespassing. I let them know out the rip. We're trespassing tonight. We need this shot. And fellas, it's going to be a little bit under the weather. I need y'all 10 toes down with me. Every brother, shout out to every man in that scene. Dirty, BJ Soden, Wes, my man Q, Parley, Taz, Cosmo, Big Baby, Lord J, Corey, and Zay. Yeah. Everybody, man, listen, we got out there, we cut the cameras on I called the shoot at 10. We ain't get there till we ain't cut the cameras on until about 10:45, and we shot till 3, 3:30 in the morning.
Frozen.
Wait,
We shot till
hold up.
3:30 in the morning, man.
First of all, it is cold. Second
It was
of all,
beyond cold that
trespassing.
night.
So look, here are some of the keys. You guys, it's about teamwork. It's about doing what it takes, even if you trespass. I'm not
We're not advocating that, but as a
Sometimes
filmmaker, you
it's
gotta go hard.
necessary.
So
Everything, you guys. And I heard you say you continually learning. If you want to stay relevant in this game, you got to continually evolve and improve and self-learn. You can never stop learning and think you're going to get somewhere in life in general, not just in the entertainment field, but in any field. Things are always changing.
Any field. And I tell that to the kid. And like, I love the thing. We share information with each other too. Like, it might be a clip that I'm learning something on, a video that I'm watching, a tutorial that's teaching me something, this and another. I'm shooting it his way. And vice versa. He tagging me and stuff, this and another, because I tell him, like, bro,
you're only as good as your weakest link.
there you go. And just because the cameras are off and we're not working on the project, when we're doing film study, when we're looking at, when I'm studying another director shot, watch what we do, watching a movie, taking off, just sit back and watching a movie, watching how I shot. That's still learning. That's film study. That's how. So
you guys, I always hear film study when it's in relation to football, right? Because my husband's a coach. However, you have to study your craft. I don't care what field it's in. But with that being said, you guys, as always, there's never enough time in this show. Never, ever, ever.
I love it.
So we always run out. There's more that, of course, we could talk about. But if you want to learn some more, tag us, IM us, and ask us. We will always reply. We are always here because we want you to learn, because that's the point of this show. Get it, got it good. We want to get you the information, make sure you understand it and know where to get more, and then it's all good, right? So tune in next week as well. Same place, same time on WBGR, Health and Wellness channel here on WBGR again, on Facebook, IG. We went live today actually from IG, so shout out to all my IG people. Thank you. You can find me at Get It Got It Good G3 on IG and Facebook. Also, you can find me under Naja Will Height on Facebook, Naja Carter as well. And then ask me anything you want, right? And if you have any businesses that you'd like to promote and you want to get your name either on the banner, on the video screen, up somewhere, or if you want to display your products, definitely let us know. We do have sponsorship opportunities available. So with that being said, as always, I love you guys. Remember, be an original and not a copy, because an original is always worth more than a copy. All right, you guys, have a great day. Love ya.